Okay guys, this week in the curriculum, we're going to be going over a lot of new stuff. We're going to be going over kind of a lot of old stuff. We're going to be working a lot on the armbar defense. We're going to be working from going to the side mount, positioning to mount. We're going to go over side mount defense. We're going to go over mount defense. We're going to go over a couple jokes. And we're just going to be going over a lot of transitioning into one position to another, kind of connecting the dots on a lot of these situations. So I'm excited to show you and have fun with this week's curriculum. Guys, so we're going to start with 3 basic defenses from the armbar, okay? So my opponent's going to armbar me, and I'm going to catch my arm to the inside of my bicep, keeping my arm curled in so the guy can't extend my arm. From this first position, I'm going to grab the outside of his gi to secure, and I'm always going to stack my opponent, and I'm always going to pull this arm out. So that's defense 1. Defense 2, we're going to come armbar. And once again, I catch in my bicep, but this time I catch behind his leg. I like my palm to his leg. Once again, we're going to pressure. And I like to stack him because then it's almost impossible for him to extend my arm. I base my knee on his butt once again, and I pull this arm out. And then we have number 3. Number 3, when he goes to armbar me, he gets this arm over my head so fast that I can't catch my arm. So now I catch my arm behind his neck, and once again I base my knee on his butt, and I pull this arm when I stack. Now on all these positions, so on 1, 2, and 3, when I pass, when I pull this arm out, I'm going to pass to side mount. When I pass to side mount, my arm on all 3 of these defenses will stay in between his legs. So once it's in between his legs, I'm going to feed one leg in between his leg, and then I'm going to bring the other leg between his leg. And I like to spread his legs. And notice how I'm holding behind his shoulder on the gi. I still have control of his neck and head. From this position, I'm going to push this shin over, and I'm going to walk myself out to mount. Now going back to week 1, we're going to practice that oompa two. So I come to this position, but this time this guy's going to come over my arm. He's going to come under my arm. He's going to lift my hip up, bucking my head forward. And then he's going to roll me to guard. Then the other guy will come arm bar. This guy will hit the defense 1 to mount. Oompa. This guy will hit defense 2. And then he'll hit defense 3. And we'll use this criteria as our warm-up. So it's really like a flow drill. Okay guys, so now we're using the same 3 armbar defenses. This time we're not going to go to mount though. We're going to go to side mount. And from side mount, my partner, my opponent, he's going to practice 1, hip heisting out to a neutral, 2, repositioning to a half guard to taking my back, and then he's going to practice repositioning, going to half guard to a half butterfly guard to a single leg butterfly sweep to mount. Then from mount, we're going to use cross choke, and then we're going to come off baseball bat choke to side mount. So he goes arm bar, and we have the same defenses, whether it be 1, 2, or 3, I pull this arm, and I come off to side mount. Now once I'm in side mount, going back to what we were practicing last week, this guy's going to work his arms in. Notice he has his forearm across my shin right here. He's going to be swimming this arm in. He's going to start to scoot the butt out. He's putting pressure with his hand on this hip. He's going to keep heisting his legs. He starts to put the pressure with his top hand to this hip. His shoulders to his ear, he's building up to his knees, he's on his other elbow, and he builds up and out. Number 2, we're going to reposition to the half guard, he's going to take my back. So once again, he arm bars. I'm going to use one of the defenses. I pull this arm, I roll this arm by, I'm going to come side mount. This time from side mount, he's going to scoot the hip out. He brings his bottom shin in across my hip. He's going to bite, he's going to find the back of my leg with this. Is what he does from here is he hooks his leg and he pulls my leg out and he uses this leg, boom, to the inside one. Now from here he comes inside, he comes underneath, he comes underhook. Back to my back. He keeps scooting to my back. He's pushing out, pushing out. He's going to put his hooks in. Once he puts his hooks in, he's going to feed the lapel to the near side choke. And this arm that's underneath my armpit comes to the far lapel. He's going to straighten his arms. He's going to squeeze my neck together to cross choke from back. Once again, we use one of the armbar defenses. We come to this side mount position. And then once again, he's going to reposition his hip to the outside. He brings his shin across my body. He's going to hook my leg. This time he comes to here. He starts to bring this leg in like a butterfly position. Okay? The butterfly position, he's going to come one hand over. And then he's going to bring this other hand right now. He's going to keep it to my shoulder. He's going to lift my leg up with the arm that's in, and he's going to push. When he has the hand on the shoulder, when he comes to mount, I won't be able to control his base and re-roll him. He'll be able to come up on top. Once he's on top, he's going to feed his hand in, forefinger, second hand underneath, forefinger, elbows in, cross choke. Remember when you cross choke, drop the head to the mat. Now from this position, once again, he'll feed his forefingers in. He's going to feed the thumb in. He's going to lasso it around my head and come off to side mount, and he'll baseball bat choke. Okay guys, so now going back to the curriculum of week 4, we're going to be working that kids pass again, just to keep it simple, okay? Once we go to kids pass, we're going to come to side mount, and we're going to practice 2 different ways of coming to mount, just so we go over the details. One's going to be, my hip's going to be heisted. I'm going to bring my leg over the top. The second's going to be, I'm in a classic side mount position. I'm going to bring my shin across the belly, and I'm going to extend my opponent. Kids pass. I put one knee in between his legs, and I'm going to be sitting my body back. As I'm sitting my body back, I'm bringing my elbows into his thighs, spreading the legs. I'm spreading his legs, making his legs short, and I'm keeping my back straight and my hip as far away from as possible so he just can't hold on to his feet any longer. Once I'm in this position, I'm going to bring both these hands underneath his legs, but never to the mat. I'm going to square up with my opponent, and I like to, once again, I bring his hip up into my hip. I like to keep his lower back off the mat. From this position, I'll hold my hands. I slide my body off the side, and I'm going to come to side mount here. Now the first way to mount, the context is like this. My hip is heisted. My hip is inside. I still have control of my shoulder on his chin, and I'm going to grab this far leg. When I grab his view, this far leg, I like to step over my arm, and I like to step towards his hip. When I do that, I just feel like it eliminates the space between his legs. From this position right here, just come up and I come to mount. Second context to this is I'm going to do kids pass. And sometimes I like to grab my hands when I pass. Sometimes I hold to the hips, it's fine. Sometimes I'll hold my hands too, gable grip. Either or is okay. Once again, I go into these legs. I'm going to pick him up. I'm going to squeeze tight. And I'm going to slide arm behind the pass. Now from this position, I'm not going to be in that heisted position. I'm going to come back to a classic side mount. Chest on his chest, arms behind the head, shoulders in the chin. I have a gable grip. I'm able to create a lot of pressure on his face. I'm on both my knees. From this position, I'm going to bring my shin up on his body, and I'm going to extend it down. Once I come to here, I like to create a base, have my hands out. I don't want my arms to be around his arms. I like my hip in low. I like my chest low. I like my hands wide. Can't roll me this way. Can't roll me that way. Maybe I cross my feet underneath. Maybe I hook. maybe my feet are just tucked into his butt. But that's going to be that position from mount. Okay, now we're going to use 3 defenses from mount. The defenses that we use for mount are almost exactly the same as the defenses we use from side mount. So my opponent is going to keep his body small. He's going to come up to one of his hips. When he comes up to his hip, the bottom leg will stay straight and flat. The other leg's going to come across, bite at my ankle, and he's going to catch my foot. From this position, he's going to push my knee, and he's going to reposition half guard. Now, from this position right here, let's say my opponent, he comes underneath. When he comes underneath, I'm going to swim this arm back in. Once I swim this arm back in, he's going to bring this inside leg, and he's going to lift it up just like that butterfly sweep again. But when he comes to this butterfly sweep, he feels like maybe I have a lot of base and I'm just not going to be able to sweep. So he's going to release the leg and just come right back to a guard. So not so much a reversal, it's just an idea of repositioning. Secondary. Everything's going to go fine for him. He's going to be able to stay underneath my armpit. He's going to be on that inside trap. Once again, he's going to get up on his side. His leg lays straight. He bites over this leg. He pushes my knee. He repositions half guard. Now from here, he's able to stay underneath my armpit, right? So he keeps scooting to the back. Also, something I want you to notice is when he's scooting to the back, he's using my knee to push and bring my butt forward. It's going to give him the edge he needs to pop out from behind. He'll stick that hook in, and once again, his near arm's going to grab my neck, the arm underneath will stay underneath the armpit, and I really want us to extend our arms and arch our back, making that choke full body. Third, we're going to add a twist to the butterfly sweep right now. So once again, everything stays fundamental. He's going to catch my foot, he's going to push the knee, he's going to come to half guard. Once he's in half guard, he's going to be snaking this leg into that butterfly position. The reason he's coming to the butterfly position is because I take away his underhook. This time he's going to be one arm over, one arm under. When he goes to reverse me, he's going to have that chance to come into mount. But since my arm's over, I'll also have the chance to reverse him. So instead of coming and stopping to mount, he's going to come off side mount. Once he comes off side mount, he's going to be in a heisted position. His hip's going to be underneath my arm. He's going to turn his hip to that barbed wire position. He's going to feed my hand. He's going to be controlling my arm. He's going to feed my hand to his off hand. Then he's going to feed it back to his near side hand, being that gift wrap position. Then he's going to feed his lapel to his other far hand. And he's going to put the shin in between the neck, his other shin on my rib. He's going to be controlling my leg, my pants with his other hand. And he's going to finish with bow and arrow choke. So, once again, we're in mount. He comes to his side. He steps over with his leg. He catches my foot. He pushes my knee. He comes out to the side. And I know this guy wants to take my back. So when he goes to take my back, I just swim inside. Because that's just classic positioning. From this position, maybe he's pushing with his hand. Maybe he's grabbing my leg with this foot, pulling this leg out. But he's able to sneak this leg in. So this is going to be that single leg butterfly sweep we're talking about again. Notice how he's controlling my base low right here. And he's going to come underneath with his arm this time, not the hand on the shoulder. So now when he sweeps, we come to that position to where if he decides to come out, I could just oompa him this way. So my opponent slices this leg across, and he comes to side mount. Now from side mount right here, his hips underneath, and he's going to turn his hip over the top of my body. When he turns that hip over the top of my body, he's controlling my arm with his hip. He's going to pass it off to this hand. He's going to bring the other arm around my neck, and he's going to catch my arm right here in that gift wrap position. Now, from this position, he starts feeding this lapel. He lets go of my wrist, and he catches the lapel with the hand that was controlling my wrist. Now, as you can see, he grabs my knee, okay? Because I'm going to be trying to walk this way. He grabs the pant to kind of stabilize the position. Now he comes up to a catcher stance, to both feet like a squat. One shin goes in between my neck and his body, and it's also on the inside of his arm, not the outside, okay? This other shin's going to come towards the hip. He's going to sit his butt back nice and slow. Now notice from right here, he's still controlling because I'm going to be trying to walk out and run out. And he's going to arch his back. He's going to pull the neck, push with the chin. And he's going to make me tap with the bow and arrow choke. Thank you guys very much for listening to this week's curriculum. You guys are all amazing.